Yeah, hello guys. This is Osman Sise. I have recorded this video yesterday and I posted it, but there were the names of the individuals that were on the paperwork was showing, and the guy called me, and so I have to delete the video and start all over again. I call them and I talk to them, and I'm appealing to the folks that are buying these plots from us. And I will start with that because this is a new video. That, at some point it will be great if some people will allow us to post this and show their names. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I don't think anybody can look at a name and do any fraudulent thing with just a name. I will black out your ID numbers, your driver's license numbers, your telephone numbers. I can black out all of those things, but just the names, I don't think anybody can do anything with names, because this paperwork, they are showing my names all the time, and I don't see anything that somebody can even do with your telephone number. So to me, a name and a telephone number, I don't think anybody can do anything with it in terms of fraudulent activity. But we'll respect our customers. If they don't want their name shown, we'll keep blacking them out. Definitely. And we just want to apologize to those two customers, and we'll just keep blacking them out, and keep posting videos, because I think these videos are educational. Even though yesterday I just posted it up for a brief period, we have like 30 views or 30 something views, and some of them even send me WhatsApp messages and thanking me and telling me how better of a understanding they are having with the paperwork in the Gambia based on my videos. And to me, that's what we're going to look at. People are asking me, help me, help me. This is a way for us to help a lot of other people understand the paperwork in the Gambia and understand exactly how the process works. And even if they don't buy from us and buy from somebody else, they can get this knowledge and be able to scrutinize paperwork. At least I'm not gonna sit here and say that will give you full proof of authenticating a paperwork, but at least you will have a starting point. That being said, this is just an update on the plots of land, the paperwork for our Jiboroh estate. Um, I'm just gonna say that I made this video because there's one guy that keeps uh, checking on me, and he should, what I mean, no worries about that. They bought the land and they should be checking on the paperwork, and we put on the contract that we guaranteed 3 weeks, and we kind of stand by that. We should have put that, that's given that there is no unforeseen difficulties, and that's what we have in this Jiboroh site. So number one, we have the paperwork is a little bit delayed on this two that we got. It took about 5 weeks, and the reason for the delay is number one, the plot was altogether 200 meters, and then there was no road on that the whole entire project was 200 meters by 150 meters. So we did not get a road on the whole 200-meter stretch. It was just like plot of land next to each other, So there was no road there, and so the alcalde said that he doesn't like that. Period. It's not against the law, but he wanted a road. He doesn't want a 200-meter stretch without a road. So back and forth, and I told him that I couldn't go and take anybody's plot. We already sold it, and people already held the plots. I cannot go back and take that from them. So we negotiated with the folks that we got the land from, and they gave us an extra 8 meters. So we added that 8 meters, open up that road, and I will explain that once I get to the sketch plan more. The number two difficulty was that that backed us up. So because of we added that 8 meters, we have to go and change our alcalde transfer, which was easy. We were with the alcalde to reflect that 8 meters that we added. We have to go to physical planning and get a new sketch plan, and that added another time onto our paperwork. We have to go to all the players that endorsed the transfer, and the capital gains to be paid and all of that. So we went to all those offices and have all those people again to sign. So that alone, what I mean, I don't even recall how long it took us, but I'll say that was a good 2 weeks, and we are in the rainy season in the Gambia. Some days, you can't move. So it took us a good 2 weeks to 3 weeks to correct all of those things and to start rolling. So that's one problem. So the second problem was physical planning. At some point, they have some difficulties there, and I'm not going to get into what was the difficulty there. You know what I mean? I will leave it up to that. But next time when we are drafting these contracts, we will reflect that if there is a problem at physical planning that's beyond our control, or we have to add some more land or something to that effect, then that can delay the paperwork. Some of the things that I can think that can go wrong with physical planning: staff can be on strike, their machines can malfunction, so many things. I'm not saying that's the case this time. I'm not gonna say what happened there, but they were backed up for over a week. Yes, that's another problem. Another third problem that has occurred before, and with these two customers, we have to go back and forth for them to correct their physical planning transfer. First one was the Jiboroh, they spell it as Giboroh, and the other one they spell it Jiboroh, and that's what's on the contract. So I want everything to be uniform, so we have to go and have them change that. That took another couple of days to change that and print it out again. So you know what I mean. Another mistake that was on one of the other sketch plans was that they did not put the correct square meters, and the other one passing, they did not put his or her middle initial on the paperwork. So when you look at all of those things, those are all delays that happen, but those are things that we just go and fix within a day or a couple of days. But of course, they added a few more days onto it. But I think we did pretty good. The folks that have their sketch plan, these two folks, they thank us and they think it's record time. They got it within 5 weeks, and I think that's a celebration. Given some other companies and or some other folks, it takes them months, maybe even close to a year, over a year, to get all this fixed up. All right, so I will continue here. What else did I think was the any other thing that delayed us? I can't think of it right now. I already made this video and I'm doing it for the second time. So I'm just appealing to folks. Next time we do videos, allow us to show your name. Allow us to show your telephone number so that people can call you. We are helping. You know what I mean? We are a company. It's a business, but I think too we are helping in the sense that we are putting lots of information about paperwork in the Gambia, and people are scared of this paperwork, and we are making it as simple to understand as possible. But if people are not allowing us to put their names, they are not allowing us to put a telephone number for people to contact them, they are not coming to the channel and making comments down and say, hey, this was me that he was referring in the video when he said this, and it's true, is this. If they disagree, let them say, oh no, he's not telling the truth, it's this. We are okay with that. But we want people to be involved so that everybody else that comes behind us can definitely learn how this paperwork process works, and hopefully it helps a lot of people in the future. All right, we'll keep moving now. You see, when I do a video and I do it again, you know what I mean? The first time I do it, I don't edit this stuff. So when I'm ready to post. So when I do these videos for the first time, the energy is there, and you know what I mean, and all of that thing. And when I say when I do it the first time, I'm talking about the day that I spend on it. Because believe me or not, sometimes I record these videos and I say something and I say, oops, I have to start all over again. And that's what I do. I don't have editing technology. I don't have any editing software. I don't even know how to edit. Eventually, I think I'm going to need that, because sometimes I record these videos and I spend so much time recording and re-recording. And that's another reason the videos are long, because if I have editing technology and software and know-how, maybe I could have deleted some of this stuff when I eventually put it together. But hopefully I will in the future. So this is the Alcalo transfer for the first individual. So we black out, of course, the individual's name right here. You see my name is there. I have no problem. This is my driver's license number. Of course, I delete, black out those. So, okay, another thing that delays us is that I mentioned in the other video is that the Sanyang project, the Sanyang Alcalo, gave us a blank copy of the Alcalo transfer. We mail it to our customers once they are getting close to paying off their entire plots. We mail it to them, they sign, their witness sign, they send it to us, we fill everything out, I sign and email it to the Musu, who is our person that runs the business there, and she'll sign, and then she'll take it to the Alcalo. Alcalo will stamp and sign the same day that they put up there is the day that the alcalo signed. This one, the alcalo of Jiboroh puts the date and everything there, then give it to Musu stamp and give it to Musu. Musu sign, then they send it to me. Now we are working against that date that they put there, and we send it to you, the customer here, the customer sign, send it back to me. So that can add another day, couple of days, depending on how soon things goes. And Gambia, internet problem can delay sending this. Sometimes Musu will have it, rainy season, electricity is out, can send it till the next day. So this definitely adds another couple of days, I will say, on average, to the paperwork. So this alcalo transfer, I have explained it before, so I'm not gonna get into the details. It's showing just my name and my business name, and showing that we are transferring this 25 meter by 60 meter with this passing board 325 by 20s together, and then the passing's name. So this one you won't see a signature there and a signature here, because this is I was gonna even black it out anyway, so I could have left my signature, but I would have blacked out the signature of this individual here. So this one is emailed to me like this. Then I will email it to the customer, and the customer will sign, their witness will sign, and then I will sign, and then I will email it back to Musu, and then that's submitted to physical planning for processing, for the to process the physical planning transfer and sketch plan. So this one, the original is in the Gambia. So once we finish all of their physical planning paperwork, those original comes, and then they have every signature except mine and the customer and their witness. So when it comes back, I will sign, and the customer I'll send it to them, the original, and they will sign, and their customer will sign, and then they will have the original with them there. So I'm just going to leave that. That I have explained a alcalo transfer before, so I don't have to spend a whole lot of time here. So this one is the physical planning transfer. This is the paper one that you get. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of time here, because this one is not very clear. This is how they scan it in the Gambia, and send it to me. I told Musu the other one was clear, this one wasn't clear. So you know what I mean, it all depends on their machines, it depends on their scanning technologies there. So but we'll get the original, and that will be crystal clear. So I'm just gonna point out a few things here. This passing board 25 by 60, 3 plots of 25 by 20s. That's the alcalo transfer that I just showed earlier. So you can see the 1500 meter square. So when we get to the clearer one, I will spend more time on it and dissect what this paper is telling you. And but I just want you to know that this is 1500 meter square, and the other one is more than that. So when I get to that, I will zoom in and spend a little bit more time on that. So this is the sketch plan. So you see the individual's name was here. So when I posted it yesterday, the person called and said their names were showing. So I went back and black out their names. Of course, their name was here, that was blacked out initially. So this one is another individual that works at physical planning. I figured out, if I black out this name, let me just black out that name before that person also sees this video and say, why do you have my name on it? So but this is just showing you, I'm just gonna zoom through here a little bit. So this is just showing you that this passing board, this is 25 meters and this is 60 meters. So this passing board three plots, and they are together. So the other passing that I'm gonna come and is the next customer that I'm gonna show. He saw her paperwork, bought these 3 plots, which are 20. This area is 20 meters by 60. So I'm gonna go ahead and this one is not very clear, so I'm gonna leave it at this, and I will explain the sketch plan more when I get to the next one. That's much clearer. Oops, I hope I didn't do anything wrong. All right, hopefully it's back on track. Okay, so we'll move to the other customer. The other customer, the same, blackout, all of this stuff. So I'm not gonna go over the alcalo transfer, but the only thing I want to mention is that passing board 20 meters by 60 meters. So instead of 25 here, this passing has 20 by 60. So the only other thing that I want to explain, this was on the other alcalo transfer too. The good thing about Jiboroh is the alcalo gives every plot in the village a number. So this plot number something here, plot number something here. So that means that if you go to the alcalo and you have an issue, you can just mention the plot number. You can say, oh, I bought plot so and so, or this is my plot number, and he can open his files and he will know exactly what compound you are talking about and all the dimensions and things like that. So another thing that this Alcalo, like the Sanyang, we didn't have this issue, but the Alcalo at Jiboroh wants you to pay your taxes the same day you process your Alcalo transfer. That means that you pay your income tax for the property for a whole year. So 2021 up to 2022, the same day, July something, July 24th, this tax is paid. So this individual and the previous individual, they have paid this tax to us. You know, we told them and they definitely paid us. But the some of the customers that have already paid, other than these two, we haven't charged anybody. So if anybody is watching this video and you want to pay us 100%, when you pay, add another $150, which is like $3 and something change onto your payment so that you can pay us this tax because we pay it. So other than that, I'm just going to leave it at that. You see, we have all the information here. Is the same thing, 20 meters by 60 meters. So I won't spend a lot of time on this transfer. So I'll just move on to the physical planning paperwork. That's what I want to spend a little bit more time on. You see, when I do these videos and I do them again, it's not like, you know, I don't get the same fire like I do when I do it the first time. When I do it the first day, I spend so much time. Of course, sometimes I redo them, but I'm so hyped up, you know what I mean? The energy is so up there. Once I stop that day and have to do it again, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel the same. But to me, I think this is a duty for me, and I hope everybody that's watching this understand that this is should be a collective effort. Anybody who did their paperwork with us, if you understand something, if you come to look at this paperwork and you say, oh man, I can explain this maybe a little better than Osman, because I think this and this, I don't have a problem. Tell me, maybe one day you can make a video, get your own YouTube channel. If you want to show me, run it by me and I watch it. And if I'm think that, you know what I mean, and I'm not saying I'm smarter than anybody here. No, there are gazillions of people who are smarter than me. There are even some people that know this paperwork better than me. But let them come out. Let us all come out and help each other out, teach each other, and hopefully, you know what I mean? Because I know a lot of people that call me initially and they told me they want to go to Gambia, buy plot, but their biggest fear is not even buying that land. Their biggest fear is this paperwork. So for us, I think I'm doing a little bit of a good job here by explaining this thing and showing as much evidence as possible so that that can alleviate those fears and that can tell people, hey, you know, after all, this is not too bad to understand, even though I think it's so, you know what I mean, complex and a little bit, you know what I mean, you can call it redundant, you know, given that you have to do certain things and do them again. And I will explain that as I move along. But my whole pitch here is everybody should allow for us to provide as much information to the public as possible, uh, in the name of teaching people, uh, and also be involved, allow people to call them, talk to them. You know, I think that's a good thing for future generations that are going to be buying land in the Gambia, especially from the diaspora. Okay, so this is a clearer uh, uh, physical planning transfer. So you can hear transfer. So let me just go back one more time here. You see, when you look at this, you see transfer. So in Gambia, you will see transfer. So this is the first transfer that you have, is the Alcalo transfer. And then the second transfer that you get along the paperwork of owning a home in the Gambia, or at least processing all of your paperwork, is that transfer that you get from physical planning. So I want to point out a few things here. Of course, you will see the name of Republic of the Gambia, and it will have this seal there. It will say transfer. So we started, the Alcalo transfer was signed July 24th. So 1 week later, we are in August. So whole of August. So 5 weeks, we got this paperwork. And the mistakes that they make, on the typo errors that they make, we have to go ahead and that added another 2 or 3 days onto this. So if we go by those, we probably got it end of August. So, but regardless, it's about 5 weeks. So, you know, and we want to apologize to those people. So you see, this one is saying 1200 meters, 1200 meters square, right here, Jiboroh, and the name of the individual is here. We black it out. So what I want to show here is down here, you see, I told people before, once you get your physical planning paperwork, you can go ahead and start your fencing. But if you look at here, it says you must obtain a development permit before commencement of any work, fencing, uh, and building. That's what I think is there. So this one is cut off here, so I'm not gonna get into that. I will go back to the other physical planning transfer here. I think this one has, okay, yes, building. You see, I'm gonna zoom it here, and you see this one wasn't cut out based on the way that they scan it. So you must obtain a development permit before the commencement of any work, fencing, building, etc. So once you get your physical planning transfer, you can go ahead and start fencing. So I'm back to the other transfer here. So you can start your fencing, but you have to get a fencing permit. So, you know what I mean? That's something we can help people out with. You know, we have done a fencing permit. It was a few years ago, and I know exactly how much we paid. So I'm not gonna state those numbers here. But if anybody wants us to help them with that, we can surely get it. Again, I have stated it before, and I will state it again. And I'm not saying anything to tell people that's what they should do. Based on my understanding and my opinion, this is not the opinion of anybody, my understanding and my opinion based on the people that I talk to, majority of the Gambians, they don't have a fencing permit. So some people, when I tell them, even including my wife, when I first told her that we just obtained our fencing permit, she was laughing. What is a fencing permit? So she doesn't even know there is such a thing as fencing permit in the Gambia. So, and if you go ask majority of the Gambian, that would be a good YouTube. I don't know. There's this one guy in the Gambia. I'm not going to mention name here. He goes around and asks people stuff. I'll probably post it to him to go and ask that question. If anybody ever heard of a fencing permit or stuff like that. Majority of the people in the Gambia, I'll tell you, they don't know about fencing permit. So, and majority, I will, in my opinion, don't have fencing permit. So, this is your physical planning transfer. I'm not gonna go over all of this. You can see the signature of, you know what I mean, the different parties there, and you know, the date and the square meter. To me, that's the most important one here. So we'll move along and go to the sketch plan. That's where I want to spend some little time. So this is the sketch plan. So if you look at the sketch plan, it's saying sketch plan showing a plot of land at Jiboroh, and then it's saying that it's owned by me and my company, trading as T/A is trading as Gam Properties. You see, even the T slash, you see the slash, you know what I mean. I know that in my other business papers, the slash goes this way, but you know what I mean. I don't think this is somebody will make this a big thing. But you see, I just catch this right now. So GAM properties now to be transferred. You see the language, it's saying now to be transferred to this individual, measuring 20 meters by 60 by 20 by 60. So the language now to be transferred. People tell me when you talk about physical planning transfer, you talk about sketch plan, you have to do it twice. This is why you have to do it. So when you do this, the government put this there and say now to be transferred, and the transfer is not going to be complete until you pay that capital gains. Once you pay that capital gains and you do another sketch plan, once you finish that capital gains tax, you have to go and pay another 5,000 and get a new sketch plan. And that new sketch plan is not even going to have my company name there anymore. It's just going to say transferred. This plot is not even going to say it. It's just going to say a plot at Jiboroh measuring this, owned by the person. It's not even going to mention my business. It's not going to show transferred again. It means that transfer is complete. So that's why when you finish this one, your next level is to start a transfer. And that's why people focus on capital gains. Capital gains. It's not the capital gains. Capital gains is one thing that the government make money. You know what I mean? And they don't want people to skip that. And before they put this language here, people will skip. They will sell it to multiple people before you have one honest people that will say, you know what, I am so good, I'm going to go and pay the government their capital gains tax before I sell this compound to another person. So that's the issue. So now the government put this there, and then you will not be able to remove this until you come and show them that you have paid your capital gains tax and complete your transfer. And when I say That's why I don't even like to just focus on the capital gains tax. It's the transfer. Once you finish this, you have to go and get a paper that says transfer, certificate of transfer. So that certificate of transfer has to be endorsed, has to be signed by multiple people. I have done videos about this. I'm not going to go over it again. And one of the person who signs this is the Birkama Area Council, and that one is not going to sign until you show them that you paid capital gains. You have to bring paperwork from capital gains from the Gambia Revenue Authority showing that you have paid your capital gains tax and receipts and all of that thing, and they have to verify that and be sure that you paid that, and then they will go ahead and stamp and sign that transfer. Now your certificate of transfer is complete. You take that transfer and you go back to physical planning and you tell them, I want a new sketch plan. They give you a new sketch plan, and that sketch plan now it's going to show that the compound is completely in your name. My business is no longer part of it. So that transfer, that's what you will use to start your occupancy process. So I'm not going to detail all of that here, but that's when you start another process called certificate of occupancy, and you have to go to all of these parties again to sign and pay and fees and stuff like that. So I'm not going to get into the details of that. So this is what a physical planning sketch plan is. So I'm going to zoom into the sketch plan and just give you a little bit. This is why I say this is schooling. To me, I'm hoping that somebody is looking at this and they are learning something. You know, I wish when I was first starting to buy land, I have somebody put up this, I would have had more knowledge. I learned all of this the hard way. So I'm trying to make this easy way for a lot of people. I'm assuming, I'm hoping, let me put it that way. You know, it will be nice to hear, oh, you see, my technology is not good. I was trying to zoom in and it took me somewhere. So when you look at these plots, I will bring this in the middle here. When you look at these plots, you see this person owns 20 meters by 60 meters. The one that's 25 meters by 60 meters is right here. So when you look at this, another person owns this too. So you see, this is already in the works. This tells me this is already in the works in physical planning to get a sketch plan for this one. So this somebody owned this two plots here. Let me even explain the 8 meters that we added. So I talked about that earlier. That was the biggest delay that we have. So these plots before, if anybody remember the first demarcation map that I sent people, this whole land was joined together. So these whole plots were joined together. There was no road here. So this plot you will have, I think this is plot 50, 50, or maybe 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. Then you have right away 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So there was no road here. The Alcalo, the first time we took that first Alcalo transfer, that's the one that's dated July 24th. So I don't want to have to go back again, but you can screen back. When I started showing the paperwork, the Alcalo transfers I showed was the date on those, I think, July 24th. So July 24th, when we sat with the Alcalo to do this, the Alcalo transfer for those couple of people, the Alcalo said, no, 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 no. You know, I will do the Alcalo transfer, but there has to be a road here. I cannot allow you guys to have 200 meters here and no road. So the folks that are here, they have to drive all the way here to come to this site. And we went back and forth, and I told him there's no, you know, there's no law against that, and he agreed. But that's how he wanted his village to. That's how he wanted it in his village. So I said, okay, you know, and he's a good guy. He's a stand-up guy. You know what I mean? We're gonna praise him here, and you know what I mean. He helped us a lot there, so we have to thank him. And I think he's one of the guys that I can definitely say is involved in his village a lot. You know what I mean? I am so impressed with his management of that village. Me and my wife, we plucked 2 plots there for ourselves, and it's somewhere in the beginning when I started this whole project, I would have tell you, no way I'm gonna be going to Jiboroh and stay there. But now, you know, it's something that I'm looking into. Not go and stay there, but those 2 plots, hopefully build something on it that I can go and relax from time to time when I'm tired of the Senegambia area. Okay, so you can see somebody bought these two plots. This is 46 and 47, and you see it's already blocked together. So that tells me it's in the works at physical planning. The guy that's been calling me regular, asking me about updates and stuff, he owns these two plots, and this is plot 25 and 35. 25 is right here, 35 is right here. So another good thing that happened out of this road coming out here is now he has his plot facing a road here, which was originally the case, but now he has a whole road here, the whole front side here facing a road. So that's what came out of here. So we have this plot 11 and 12. This is owned by an individual here who lives in Raleigh. I'm not going to mention names, but this is plot 11 and 12, and that's already in the works with physical planning. This plot here, 34, is a single plot. It's owned by somebody. It's already in the works with physical planning. This is plot 7 and 17 right here is owned by an individual, and it's paid. And when I say it's in the works, I mean those are the folks that have paid 100%. So their paperwork is being processed. So this couple of plots here is owned by the same individual or individuals, and it's being they have paid 100%, and we are working on the physical planning paperwork. Okay, so that being said, that's the sketch plan. So I will just take another. I did, you see, the first video I made, it was under 30 minutes, or right there, 29 minutes, I think. This one is a little bit over. That's why I hate doing these videos and doing them again. But, you know, I still want to take one more time to apologize to the folks that we have their names there, and pleading to the other folks to allow us to show their names and let them come out there and put on the comment section what happened, you know what I mean, was it helpful, things like that. So update on the Jiboroh. So many people are now interested in Jiboroh, and they are asking me, you know, about plots in Jiboroh. So we have two projects there. We have one project with only 8 plots of 20 by 20s, and that's going to be right in front of this estate here. So it should be somewhere around here. And also around here again, we have about 15 plots. So I will update you guys, but somewhere around the vicinity, I'm saying here. But you know what I mean, we'll see once I get the sketch plan. But they told me that one of them, the 40 by 80 that we have, is right opposite the estate that we have, so somewhere around here. And the other one is a little bit further down with 15 plots somewhere around here. And we are trying to get one inside of the maybe if I go to the highway, but we are working on another one that we should be able to get the same, about 10 plots or so. We are working on things in Basuri and so many other places. So we have so many things coming up. Our Sanyang estate, people are asking about that too. So I'll just take a minute and talk about that and say that the Sanyang estate that we have, 15 plots, you know what I mean, the paperwork wasn't quite ready. You know what I mean? I was thinking it was going to be ready, but that should be soon. And I saw somebody text me about that. I will go ahead and reply to their text message, but it's coming up soon. That being said, the next thing I want to talk about is the 2 plots that we have in Jiboroh. Our 2 plots that we reserved for me and my wife. We're going to be putting a borehole there. We are just waiting for our sketch plan, which should be coming up with the rest of the sketch plans, hopefully before the end of this week. And then once we get that, we'll put a borehole there. We'll put a septic tank there. We'll put a fence. We'll fence it, and then we will build a boys' quarters. I know people have problem with Gambians saying boys' quarters, but that's what it's been called ever since I was a child. So I hear people saying that's disrespectful. It should be called security housing. Why should we change our culture for other people? And I don't think that's right. If our culture is that, it is that. You know what I mean? We should be able to respect and reserve our culture. You know what I mean? And I think as Gambian, as African, I think that's some thing that's a misleading notion or concept. I don't even know how to characterize it here, but that's something that's disturbing to me. People think that they have to act Western. They have to behave like a Westerner. Even me, when I talk, some people tell me, you are in the US for so long. When you talk, your accent is just like a Gambian. Even me living in the Gambia, I have the American accent more than you do. To me, you know, those are distorted thinking and distorted way of preserving our culture, preserving what we have, and treasure it. So I don't change for anything. I talk, you know what I mean, the same way. When I was in the Gambia 20 years ago, 30 years ago, when I was growing up in the Gambia, I talk the same way as I do today. You know what I mean? And I don't see any way of changing that. Of course, I lived in the US for so long, so I have learned some of the little things here. You know what I mean? Like when I'm talking, I always say, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's something that I learned here. Of course, you have to give me a leeway. This is my culture too. You know what I mean? I'm a mixed culture, Gambia and the US. But we have that thing coming up. So, you know, if we have our sketch plan this week for our 2 plots, me and my wife, we should be starting the borehole. Probably we'll go and apply for the fencing permit, and hopefully within a week we'll get that, and then we'll start the borehole, we'll start the fencing, we'll start all of that within the next 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And then once we get a total for that, we'll tell people this is the total, and if anybody wants to hire us to do it, we'll go ahead and do it for you. The last thing I'm going to talk about is the capital gains and occupancy. People are calling us all the time. What's the update? What's the update? We have 2 people that bought from us in our Sanyang estate, and we are working on their capital gains tax and all of their paperwork, and we are very, very, very close right now. So I'm thinking within another week or 2, we should be able to wrap up their paperwork, and then we'll know the pricing for all of that, and we'll come and put it on the channel and let the people know. I will stop here and say thank you very much. 35 minutes is a whole lot, but hopefully this video will be educational and hopefully somebody will learn something from it. I would like to hear feedbacks, comments, you know, what I did right, what is wrong, what could be clearer, you know, no big deal. I do not edit, so you know what I mean, this video I'm not even gonna, usually when I do it in a day I would record and re-record because that day I'm on fire. But this one I'm not even gonna re-record. Whatever is there is what's in there. I'm gonna post it right away. Thank you very much to all the customers that have bought from us, the folks that are texting me and telling me that they 100% telling me that when they go to Gambia they're gonna buy from me. You know, that means we are doing something good. And I just want to thank everybody, and you know, I will do another update once we have the other sketch plans by the end of this week. Hopefully I will call all of those people. If anybody doesn't mind me putting your name up there or your telephone number or something, you know, of course, driver's license, I will black those out. Let me know. You know, I think it's a good thing, and when I do it, please come down, comment, say that's you, you know what I mean, and that's definitely helpful for me, and it's also gonna be helpful for future generations. Thank you. Bye-bye.